y'all doing tonight? All right. So tonight, I want to welcome you to the second annual State of the City address by our very own Mayor Linda Hudson. All right? For those of you who do not know me, my name is Nick Mims. I'm the city manager of the beautiful city of Fort Pierce, and it gives me great pride and joy to see each and every one of you. You all are here today to discover what's going on in the city of Fort Pierce and also to find out what's happening in our future. So thank you all for being here. At this time, I'd like for you to rise. We shall first welcome the Westwood High School Chorus to the stage. And these are talented individuals, and when you hear them sing, it'll probably bring a tear to your eye. Please remain standing as the Fort Pierce Police Honor Guard presents the colors. The award-winning Fort Pierce Westwood High School Chorus shall perform the national anthem and remain standing as two of our youth football players from the Fort Pierce Firehawks organization, Makai Dames and Jordan Jackson, lead us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's welcome the Honor Guard at this time.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Job well done by the Fort Pierce Westwood High School Chorus. And please also give it up for Makai Dames and Jordan Jackson. Said the Pledge of Allegiance for us. Please be seated. I'd like to at this time recognize our fantastic staff and our fantastic volunteers that greeted and seated you. You also saw the Fort Pierce Explorers and the Delta Sigma Theta Youth Group that was here and participated in greeting and seating you. But now's the time that's most enjoyable for me, because I get to introduce someone that means a great deal to not only me, but to this entire community. Tonight is a very special night, and I want to thank you all for being here. What this means to me and what this says to me is that you're interested. You're interested in what is happening in our community. And there is no better person to explain to you what's going on than our mayor, Linda Hudson. As your city manager of this beautiful city, I take great pride in the progress of our community and the promise of our future under the leadership of Mayor Hudson. She is devoted to our city. She's devoted to you. She's devoted to our residents and our business community. I'm not just saying this because her husband threatened me earlier today. I'm saying this because I mean it. I've had the pleasure and privilege of working with her, and wherever, whenever she is called, she is there to represent the city of Fort Pierce. A person just doesn't develop this by chance, this kind of compassion, this kind of dedication that the mayor possesses. In her case, it started with her connection as a native of Fort Pierce. She's a proud graduate of Indian River Junior College, which is now Indian River State College. And also just a little bit of her upbringing, she did graduate from the University of Florida. Yes, I know there's some Gators in the audience, I understand. Mayor Hudson has a strong bond to her hometown, and it drew her back after 25 years in the management level position in her previous city of Chicago, Illinois. We got some Chicagoans in the house? Okay, I like that. But you're here now. And that's why the mayor is here, because of the warm and sunny temperatures. If you go outside today, it's beautiful, and thank all you Chicagoans for coming back down here too. Now, upon the mayor's return after her 25 years of celebrated service in her industry, she began an inspiring career in public service. She served on several boards and committees, and this trailblazer made history. And you all know what happened in 2012. She was elected our first female mayor of this beautiful city. Now, check this out. In addition, 4 years later, she did such a good job. She ran unopposed in 2016 and is currently serving that term at this time. Now, I tell you what, I have the honor of working with the mayor, and her schedule is ridiculous. I thought my schedule was tough, but the mayor's is ridiculous. I don't know how she does it. We were just talking about time management earlier today, and both of us were just in a tizzy. We just don't know what day it is. But I tell you what, she's mastered the art of time management. Now, let me tell you all these boards and committees she currently serves on while being your mayor. The Florida League of Cities Board of Directors, the St. Lucie County Port Advisory Committee, St. Lucie County's Transportation Planning Organization. She's the chair of the St. Lucie County Executive Roundtable. She serves on the Fort Pierce Utilities Authority Board and the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. Now, in her downtime, she likes doing homework. She likes doing research and genealogy, and she has joined the Treasure Coast Genealogical Society. I didn't think I was going to be able to say that word, but I did it. Genealogical. I practiced that, Jeremiah. Now, Mayor Hudson's hard work and dedication has not gone unnoticed. And if you do not know, in 2015, She received an award from the Florida League of Cities as our home rule hero. In 2017, she received an award from the Florida League of Cities as our hometown home rule hero. And she did it again in 2018 and 2019, and I'm pretty sure she's going to receive that award in 2020. Yes, this is our mayor. In 2018, she was also recognized by Indian River State College, and she was bestowed with the honor of being a distinguished alumni by Indian River State College. This award is presented annually to an outstanding graduate who has achieved a high level of success in his or her chosen career. She, our mayor, received this from the State College. This is a very exciting time for our city. We are in a state of transition. We are in a time of metamorphosis, and we are coming out of our shell. We are blossoming. We are no longer a city with potential. We are a city on the rise, and we are leading St. Lucie County into a time of prosperity. Yes, we are. And I want to tell you that our mayor, Linda Hudson, has worked tirelessly. She's provided sound leadership and wise guidance, and she's positioned our city well for the future. Please join me in welcoming our mayor of the city of Fort Pierce, Mayor Linda Hudson. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. You haven't heard me speak yet. Thank you so much. Thank you. Gosh, that was a great beginning, wasn't it? A great beginning. Thank you so very, very much. So I'm so pleased to see you here tonight to hear our second State of the City Progress and Promise. So it's February 25th, and our city is 119 years old. And I think we're looking pretty good for 119. And so our vision for 2020 is beyond a city moving into a new decade full of promise and progress. You're going to hear that again tonight. So today, the city of Fort Pierce has embraced technology. Who hasn't? We have to, right? Technology is here. So we actively engage our residents with our social media, Facebook page and Twitter and Nextdoor sites. And you might not know it, but it's easy to report a problem to the city of Fort Pierce. You can take a picture and you can click it, click fix, download the app, and you can report it anonymously or not, whatever you want. It gets to the right place and it gets addressed. So you don't have to pick up the phone, you don't have to write an email, you can do it from your smartphone. And I know you all have smartphones. So we all know that citizens want to engage on a personal basis too, and we do that also. So during the holidays, if you were here, you saw our whole city decorated, especially the roundabouts, and we did the City of Lights contest, and we had the trolley tours, bringing the community together. And the Sunrise Theater, this theater opens its doors for a free concert and a free event produced by children who are in after-school programs, and that happens every year around Christmas time. So our hardworking Public Works Department this year had an open house at the Savannah Road facility so that people could come and see what Public Works, because many people don't know how hard these people work to keep our parks clean, to keep our roads safe, to keep our roads clean. And we also have started Movies in the Fort, and we move the movies around to different locations so everybody, and it's a family event, and everybody can see the different venues that we have in our city. We invite our community to come to City Hall and celebrate with us, because the Florida League of Cities has City Hall Selfie Day. And people come into the City Hall and they take their pictures in front of a selfie in front of City Hall, and they post it on social media. Also, we celebrate Florida City Government Week every year, And the past couple of years, we've done a scavenger hunt. And so we have a staff that's working all the time thinking of new ways to showcase what a city does and what our city does. So annually, we have the Great American Cleanup, and that's going to be Saturday, March 7th. And normally we have 200 to 250 citizens, including students, come to and help us work on projects throughout the city. Usually we have about 4 projects. We try to space them out throughout the city. And this is a great way to showcase what needs to be improved and to sort of encourage our citizens to keep their own areas neat and clean. We also hosted for the first time a Lincoln Park pop-up event in April, and we have done the Unity and the Community event at the Percy Peak Gym in July. We did a Summer Jam Youth Camp in June and July this past year, and we hosted an Edgartown community meeting in December. We also hosted meetings in 4 parts of the city: Lincoln Park, Old City Hall, South Beach, and Riverwalk Center, to get citizen input for our CRA plan. And every year we offer the Citizens Academy, which is starting this Thursday night, for 20 residents, 20 to 25 residents, to learn about every service of the city. 2 years ago, our city established a recreation department for all ages, with activities offered throughout the city parks, but particularly at the Riverwalk Center, the Reception Center, the Recreation Center, and the Percy Peak Gym. So we have also operated summer camps for youth. 500 young people and 70 volunteers participate annually, and that is just after 2 years. So we believe our city is offering a service that our community needs. They're called the Fort Pierce Firehawks, and their parents and their cheerleaders, they packed our city hall in November, and they showed their enthusiasm for this program and their appreciation, because this program not only emphasizes academics, it emphasizes sports. So think back a decade ago, the FPRA had purchased Jetty Park, but there was no money in the capital budget to improve it. So think about Jetty Park today. It is enhanced with World War II Navy educational kiosk. There are swings along the inlet. There are fishing stations. There are gazebos. There are restrooms. And just recently, we added a selfie spot, so you can take a picture of yourself in front of the Atlantic Ocean or in front of the Fort Pierce Inlet. And they are dotted with Anita Prentice mosaic benches, which you will find all over Fort Pierce, making our city beautiful. So Causeway and J.C. Beach parks, as well as Dreamland Park on the mainland, are also enhanced and heavily used by residents and visitors. So you're sitting here in the historic Sunrise Theater, built in 1923 and restored to its 1,200-seat capacity. It's offering diverse programming. This year, the programming is better than ever. Family programming and programming for all ages and all prices. So we're very proud of the way the Sunrise Theater is moving into this decade. Fort Pierce is rich in history and culture, and we showcase the unique contribution of the Florida-based Fort Pierce highwayman artists with the Highwayman Heritage Trail, which just happened last week, February 15th. We're also proud of our landscape artist, a native of Fort Pierce, Beanie Backus. Backus, with his good friend and art teacher Zenobia Jefferson, mentored Alfred Hare, who was the original highwayman. And the Backus Museum featured the art of Alfred Hare just this past season. And we also have the Zora Neale Hurston Trail, the noted author and anthropologist. She lived her last years here in Fort Pierce, and there's going to be a festival in honor of her March 28th, 2020. So Florida has wonderful weather year-round, except when it doesn't, which is hurricanes, right? And we faced Matthew in 2016, Irma in 2017, and in 2018, Hurricane Michael devastated the Florida Panhandle. So in 2019, Dorian, as we all remember, and sometimes we forget too soon, hung around for days, but it ended up destroying parts of the Bahamas. So what we did was we proved to the world that we are a caring area, and the Treasure Coast area, especially the Fort Pierce Lions, took all kinds of supplies over to the Bahamas. And some of the hardest hit areas were helped by people right here in the Treasure Coast. So we are very, very close to the Bahamas because many of our people here have homes in the Bahamas or have relatives or ancestors from the Bahamas. So we feel like it's just another part of Florida. So the Fort Pierce Utilities Authority is your hometown utility, and it continues to strive for quality and reliable electric, water, wastewater, and gas services. Our city and our residents have become experienced in preparing for, enduring, surviving, and recovering from hurricanes. We have proved that we are resilient, and the Fort Pierce Utilities Authority is a major part of this effort. The FPUA joins the community in support for moving the Island Water Reclamation Facility off the barrier island, and we have taken steps to do that, including spending about $20 million so that we are prepared for this move in the future. We have joined forces with other public utilities to harness and produce solar energy, and the FPUA has begun a multi-year program to provide every customer with new meter technology to enhance customer service and improve customer communication. We have embarked on an aggressive water and wastewater expansion, which will increase our customer base and improve the health of our waterways. So Fort Pierce is spending the half-cent sales surtax funds on exactly what we said we would: roads, bridges, sidewalks, and water quality projects. We are improving our streets, including 7th Street and the Citrus Avenue overpass and Ohio Street at US 1, to name a few. In partnership with Allegheny Franciscan Ministries, the city has welcomed revitalization in the Lincoln Park neighborhood and providing career training for Lincoln Park residents. The Lincoln Park Career Path Initiative job seekers received special attention at our annual job fair sponsored by the City of Fort Pierce and Career Source. This is one of the largest job fairs on the Treasure Coast, with close to 650 job seekers, 100 employers, and 30 community partners. In the late 1990s, Mayor Eddie Inns started honoring residences and businesses in Fort Pierce that enhance our city. In partnership with East Coast Lumber, one of the community's oldest businesses, the Mayor's Gold Hammer Award recognizes beautifully constructed and restored businesses and residences. And the Keep Fort Pierce Beautiful Advisory Board chooses the Mayor's Neighborhood Gems for yard and outdoor improvements in all neighborhoods throughout Fort Pierce. Each year, the World Changers, an international faith-based youth organization, travels to Fort Pierce. High school and college youth students clean and spruce up the homes of our senior residents. World Changers is coming back to Fort Pierce June 15th. And speaking of young people who can change the world, the City of Fort Pierce has entered into a partnership with the Lindsay School of Arts. This youth-inspired group, now headquarters at the Crane House on Orange Avenue, but is planning to move to the old St. Anastasia School at 10th and Orange. Both buildings are located in the Peacock Arts District, affectionately known as the PAD. along the Orange Avenue corridor, due west of downtown, and obviously named for the pride of peacocks who inhabit the area. Last year, the pad was expanded south to Delaware Avenue, which includes the Creative Arts Academy, or CAS School, and the newly opened Cool Beans Brew coffee shop. Sports tourism is a new force driving visitors to our area. The Firefighters Combat Challenge national competition was held in October. The Skeeter Scoot and marathons have been held in downtown Fort Pierce and on South Hutchinson Island. The Southern Kingfish Association will hold its national championship tournament this year in April. The Indian Hills Golf Course has turned the corner with new management and new emphasis on quality of greens and quality and friendly service. The Fort Pierce City Marina has been awarded the best marina in 2020 by Indian River Magazine. Our city marina welcomes Krabby's Dockside and the new waterfront dining experience. The marina has increased dock space and dinghy docks for day trippers. Tourists come to Fort Pierce for many reasons, including our beautiful, uncrowded beaches, our safe Fort Pierce Inlet, and the fish, our waters. We hope to add a seaplane base in the coming years. 60 years ago, leaders in Fort Pierce and St. Lucie County successfully convinced the state legislature that there needed to be a school of higher learning to serve the four-county area of Indian River, Martin, St. Lucie, and Okeechobee. The state legislature had passed sweeping legislation in the late 1950s to ensure access to higher learning was within driving distance of every Florida resident. Indian River Junior College created brighter futures for students of all ages. I personally benefited from the opportunity to attend 2 years of college locally, and then many like me went on to finish 4 years at a higher university, in this case, the University of Florida for me. In 1970, Indian River Junior College became Indian River Community College, and then in 2008, Indian River State College began offering 4-year degrees. Satellite campuses were built in all 4 counties. Steadily, but almost miraculously, the college improved in all areas and won much acclaim. Not only is IRSC ranked as one of the most affordable colleges in the country, but this past year, IRSC won the Aspen Award for Community College Excellence. That is the premier award a community college can win. This college, yes, absolutely. This college can point to many who helped build the school to its present exalted status, but I believe the one person who deserves much of the credit for this wonderful institution is none other than Dr. Ed Massey. And Dr. Massey, if you are in the audience, I would love for you to come on the stage. I know, that's tricky. So we'd like to present this to you. It is a key to the city. It is a really big key. And so I'd like to read the inscription, if I could. Presented to Dr. Edwin R. Massey, as president of Indian River State College for more than 30 years, you served with great distinction and care for our community. We honor you for believing in our children, guiding by example, inspiring with passion, and leaving an indelible mark on our future, touching the human soul and influencing the difference in so many lives. With sincerest gratitude, Mayor Linda Hudson, February 25th, 2020.
Thank you. It's been an amazing trip for me. I came to Indian River Community College in 1973, so I've been with the college for 47 years. This year, we took it to the top, finally. We're #1 in the nation. Thank you. But I want to take my hat off to Mayor Hudson. The reason she's such a great mayor, the reason she has vision, the reason she has courage, the reason she makes things happen is she's a graduate of Indian River Junior College. And I want to tell you how good it was, because then she attended Florida and they didn't spoil her. They didn't take it out of her. It was so strong, right?
Right, exactly.
But let me just, so that I don't extend your evening, but tell you thanks as a community. It takes everyone to make something good. It takes people that have a passion to win, a people that will not settle for status quo, individuals that look at expectations and then actually go beyond expectations. That's where excellence lives, above expectations. You have done that in Fort Pierce. This city, I've watched it, I've been a part of it. I'm here every day for 47 years, and it's changed positively in every possible way. Your downtown region is beautiful. I could go through all of the others, but the mayor has taken us on this visual journey that was really enriching, and it's fun to just sit back and watch the changes over time. But it takes all of us pulling together. So I had the fortune of working with some amazingly talented people at the college, amazingly talented individuals in the community that were willing to step up, willing to help us with their talents, help us with their money, help us with their time to make the college the best it could possibly be. My hat's off to all of you for celebrating your city, for being here tonight, for caring. That's what it takes to build strong communities. So thank you for being here. Thanks to Nick. His mom worked at the college for over 40 years. Thanks to the mayor. Thanks for all of the staff throughout the city. And thanks to you. You're making a great city, and you also helped us make a great college. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You need some help getting Thank you so much. I've been looking forward to that moment for a long time, and I really, really appreciate Dr. Massey and the college, because you know, the college enriches Fort Pierce in so many ways and enriches the whole Treasure Coast. And we tend to forget that how much we appreciate and how much they are doing for our community. So thank you, Indian River State College. So staying on the theme of schools, our city is proud of the achievements of our public schools, and we have excellent private schools too. So I want to give you some stats. 90.4% of high school seniors in St. Lucie Public Schools graduate. 90.4. Yep. And our school district ranks 13 of 67 counties. And when I became mayor, it was 45th. Now, it didn't have anything to do with me, but I'm saying this is how much progress that our school district has made. Fort Pierce Westwood High School is one of our 6 public high schools, and in 2019, Westwood's graduation rate was 91.4%. That is huge. That is huge, because 5 years ago, this is a 27.6% increase over 5 years. So it is changing this year because some exciting things are really happening. So it's changed its name. It's now Westwood Academy, the Westwood Prep Magnet School. And what sets it apart is it's the only STEAM magnet school on the Treasure Coast. That means there's an emphasis on science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. It means that students are preparing for careers in medicine, robotics, technology, and computer science. And it continues to offer the traditional career academies in marine and oceanography, in culinary arts, veterinary tech, agriculture, and business. So tonight, Westwood is represented here, as you saw earlier, with its outstanding and award-winning chorus. And so I'd like to welcome back Mr. Donald Mealy and the Westwood Chorus for another wonderful, wonderful musical treat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight and for showing your talents. I didn't even, all the wonderful things that are happening at Westwood, and this goes on all the time, right? So that it's a school of excellence, and we're very proud of Westwood. So growth is coming to Fort Pierce, and but we still hope we're going to keep our small town feel, because residents and visitors like that. It was 10 years ago when we demolished the old H.D. King power plant, and we spent the last decade cleaning the 7-acre site so that we could develop. So today, we are expecting King's Landing, an $85 million mixed-use project in downtown Fort Pierce. It promises to be one of the most transformative improvements ever to come to the Treasure Coast. Ever. Yep. It's going to have a hotel, it's going to have residential homes, it's going to have restaurants, and it's going to have retail facilities. The Audubon development team is working on that right now with the city of Fort Pierce, and they're working on the permitting. You're not going to see a lot of activity there, but there's a lot of activity in City Hall, getting ready for it. Camping World and Gander Outdoors are hiring for their newly opened stores on the Jenkins Road corridor. Starbucks is now open out on Jenkins Road corridor, along with Chick-fil-A and Wawa at Okeechobee and Jenkins. We're proud to keep Natalie's Orchid Island Juice Company in Fort Pierce. The Florida Development of Economic Opportunity awarded a jobs growth grant to add utility infrastructure at the DeGiorgio Industrial Complex. These improvements will attract other businesses and projected to add 700 new jobs in the next decade. Lawnwood Regional Medical Center has completed a 13,000 square foot addition for young people's mental health, and this year is embarking on a $100 million expansion of emergency care and operating services. It continues to serve the community as a level 2 trauma center, known for its excellence in cardiac and pediatric emergency care. So downtown, where you are now, the Gallery of Pierce Harbor continues to offer 2 fine dining choices, the Brayford and Rooster in the Garden. They join other established restaurants like 2nd Street Bistro, and we have 2 microbreweries downtown, Sailfish and Pierce Cider, and both inhabit historic businesses in our downtown area. We have a bunch of eating choices downtown. There's a couple of new ones, the Delicious instead of Delicious, and soon the Thirsty Turtle Grill. And we have introduced a new tram in downtown Fort Pierce to shuttle people around from spot to spot. Our US 1 corridor now features a new Dairy Queen grill, and a Sunrise Ford opened a new Volkswagen dealership. Fats Chicken and Shack moved to US 1 from Avenue D and continues to be popular. And big news, the Taylor Creek Publix is now open, yay, and is one of the largest Publix stores in the chain. South Beach Fort Pierce style, features Fort Pierce Beach Resort, Square Grouper, Manatee Island, Hurricanes, Taco Dive, Archie's, and the Jetty Lounge. Causeway Cove Marina offers boaters and residents a lively time at the base of the South Beach Bridge, and on your way to South Beach, you can have excellent food at 12A Buoy or Chuck's Seafood. Director Fort Pierce is now operating at the Port of Fort Pierce. Director is building the world's largest repair and refit designed and built for 200-foot, 900-ton yachts. They're going to bring into Fort Pierce the world's largest mobile hoist, which will have a 1,500-ton capacity, and that will arrive later this year in parts, and it will be assembled at the port. Director is promoting their new facility and our city of Fort Pierce all over the world. And while all our city services are important to the quality of life, we have 2 important areas I'd like to share with you. One is public safety and one is water quality. Your city leaders know that the most important service to residents, businesses, and visitors is safety. So our police department is working extremely hard to ensure the safety of our city. We emphasize crime reduction and community engagement. And we have reduced crime, and we have reduced crime with firearms. As part of the department's Courageous Kids program, every Tuesday, officers, volunteers, and parents gather at First Step Park with neighborhood youth. They participate in a range of sports and academic activities and end with a nutritious meal provided by Sarah's Kitchen at St. Paul AME. In 2019, the Fort Pierce Police Department reached over 2,600 children in the Courageous Kids program and participated in over 600 community events. This past year, our police department placed school resource officers, or SROs as they are called, in Dan McCarty Middle School and C.A. Moore Elementary School. We hope this will be the start of SROs in all Fort Pierce schools. The school resource officer does so much more than provide essential safety. They serve as positive role models for students. They become mentors. They offer encouragement and support. They are symbols of trust for students and school personnel alike. You may not know it, but you can have front porch roll call at your business or your church or your neighborhood. Roll call starts a shift where officers get briefed on what's happened the previous shift and what to watch for in the next. You can hold roll call at your business, church, neighborhood, or any location, event in the city. And in 2019, our officers participated in over 900 roll calls. 2 years ago, our police department was the first agency on the Treasure Coast to deploy auto activation body cams. This system has been instrumental in improving the transparency of our law enforcement interactions with citizens. Our city can be proud of our police department. We live in a difficult time for law enforcement, and the city of Fort Pierce continues to work on offering competitive officers' wages in the face of economic challenges. No matter what, your safety is our top priority. So Fort Pierce has long known that protecting the waterways is an important job for our city, particularly the Indian River Lagoon. So 10 years ago, the city had improved Moores Creek, and that's a tidal creek that flows into the lagoon. Today, Moores Creek receives the loving attention of volunteers who work to keep this urban waterway and park clean. Keeping our parks clean is a daily challenge. We have installed blue tube receptacles that will keep the plastic bags out of our waterways and encourage park visitors to clean up litter. Blue tubes are in beach parks now and will soon be added along the Indian River Lagoon and Moores Creek. We will continue to fight to keep the waters safe and clean for our own quality of life and that for our visitors and also for our precious fish and wildlife. So Fort Pierce has successfully completed major stormwater quality improvement projects in drainage canals in the city's neighborhoods. Water flowing into the Indian River Lagoon is clean because of the stormwater improvements in Moores Creek, Veterans Memorial Park, Indian Hills Restoration and Recreation Area, and the islands that protect the waterfront and the city marina. The Melody Lane seawall, damaged by Hurricane Irma, is now being repaired and will soon be finished. And have you noticed the brightly colored utility and traffic engineer signal boxes? These colorful touches, carefully planned to be of significance in each location, help brighten our city and make us more interesting. With the help of our long-standing partners, Fort Pierce and Lincoln Park Main Streets, our downtown and Avenue D business corridors are improving. Both Main Streets sponsor events to bring the community together, events like Friday Fest, Jazz on Moores Creek, holiday festivals and parades, and coffee with the mayor. And thanks to our newly organized Downtown Business Alliance, Art Walk is held every third Friday of the month and now showcases our increasing number of local talented artists. The Downtown Farmers Market is a Saturday morning tradition, And this coming Saturday will celebrate its 23rd anniversary and is now joined by the Wednesday Green Market. The city's Clean and Safe initiative is addressing vacant buildings, and to further beautify our city, facade grants are available through our urban redevelopment program and to improve our storefronts and streetscapes. Fort Pierce is addressing the care and quality of life for our animals in our city with 2 major initiatives. We have reduced the feral cat population with Trap, Neuter, Vaccinate, and Return, TNVR, and our anti-tethering ordinance encourages people to treat their animals in a more humane way, and we do it through education and we do it through enforcement. Our city is one of 412 cities in Florida, and we share similarities with those cities, but home rule is what makes our town unique. Local voices making local choices creates local accountability. Local issues are best solved by local government officials who are closest to the people, who are accountable and accessible to our residents and visitors. In Fort Pierce, our mission is to provide community leadership, quality public service, and a safe environment for all. We strive to provide excellent customer service to all. I am personally proud of our staff who are dedicated to service excellence and who care about our city. You heard Nick Mims tonight. Nick Mims was born here in our city, and we're lucky to have him as a city manager. I'm also inspired by the number of volunteers who help make our city great. 200 volunteers work right here at the Sunrise Theater. Several hundred volunteer to help clean our beach and mainland parks. Citizens on patrol serve on boards and committees, volunteer in our recreation programs, and help our organizations like Main Street and the Manatee Observation and Education Center. So looking ahead, our city faces challenges that are not unique to us. Think about the way we live today in our society. We live in a ride-sharing, home-sharing, online ordering, texting, not talking, live streaming era. Everything is different today. The accessibility of 5G and the endless possibilities, as well as the technology, will be both rewarding and troubling. So challenges for our country in the future include homelessness, affordable housing, mental health, addiction recovery and services, and rising sea levels and flooding. These are pieces of a puzzle that continue to plague most cities nationwide, large and small. Florida is the fastest growing state in the union. The projection is that we will continue to grow diversely with retiring baby boomers, millennials, and many whose native tongue is not English. One of the best ways you can help Fort Pierce in St. Lucie County and the state of Florida is to meet the coming challenges to respond to the 2020 census. It's vital for our economic future to have a complete count. That means everybody in the family, everybody in the house, everybody in the neighborhood, everybody in the city. For the first time ever, you can respond to the census online, but you can also respond in a variety of other ways. So make sure that you and your family are counted. 100 years ago, women were allowed to vote for the first time in our national elections. And I am the first female mayor of the city, so it's taken 100 years. That's okay. It is an honor for me to, thank you. Thank you. It's an honor for me to serve you and the citizens of our city. So the accomplishments shared with you today are the product of teamwork. And there are many achievements and many individuals and many organizations who contribute to all of this quality of life. And to all of you, I say thank you, especially to the many unsung heroes that I may or may not have mentioned this evening. I'd like to also pause here and say there are many people who are elected to office are here in the audience, and I appreciate your being here. And if you are elected to a public office, if you would please stand right now so everybody can see you're here. Please stand. Elected officials, thank you very much for being here. thank you very much for being here. And I'd like for you to please join us in our Fort Pierce Vision for 2020 as we get ready to meet the next 10 years of progress and promise. I want to thank you for being here tonight, and I want to encourage you that you have a lot to do in downtown Fort Pierce. So please enjoy all of Fort Pierce. Thank you so much for coming. It is an honor and privilege to serve you. Good night. Thank you. Thank you.